So this is my first time trying this out. So I am trying to still figure out my way around this. Hang on, I'm going to reduce the volume for the music. See where we're going with this. Right, where's my now playing? Here we are. Okay, I'm going to leave that playing in the background a little bit. And yeah, see where I can take that from there. Okay, so this is actually officially my first live. I don't even know which screen to look at right now because I'm so used to being the person that kind of just joins in on another person's live stream and that's it, you know. So this is really new to me. Let me have a look. I'm just trying to, right now, I'm just trying to figure out how this whole thing kind of works. It's a lot that goes on in the back end here, to be honest. It's really a lot. Let's see. Hang on, I need to put my phone on mute. Okay. So how do I see? Okay, so this is where people see the comments. I see. Okay. There's a lot that goes on here, right? So anyways, I am just waiting on particularly one person to come on because I want us to dissect. Not really dissect because we're not doing one of those you know, the ones where we kind of tear the show apart so we can figure out what's what. It's literally just giving our thoughts, our theories, and what we think about Dark, the series that is on Netflix, and hopefully maybe a couple of other shows as well that people love to watch because I love telly and I love being in a position to just like be able to chat about it, to talk about the shows that I enjoy, you know, whether it be fan theories, what I think is happening, etc., that sort of thing. So like I am trying to kind of get the hang of that. So let me just see if she is coming. Just give me one moment. Let's see. Okay, so hopefully they'll get the message. And okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you something. Let me see if I can find it first. Now, this is the tricky part, right? I need to try and figure out how I can share my screen without it interfering with what I'm doing. So I wonder if, so this doesn't disturb my StreamYard, I'm assuming. So, okay, let's see. If I want to add something, and how do I add it? See, this is where I'm just like, what? How does this work? Somebody help me. Hang on. Okay, so if I want to add something, I'm just looking here. Video clips, background. What if I just want to add a random picture? I suppose I have to share my screen. I think that's what it is. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let me just try and find the image that I would like to share with you all. Is this the one? No, it's actually over here. Okay. Let's see. There it is. Okay, if I can just get it up. And then, are these all the images? Yeah, I think this is everything that I need. Let's see. Okay. This is a lot more work than I anticipated, I'll be honest with you. It's a lot more work than I definitely anticipated. But it's all well and good. It's all well and good. So let me open this up. Oh, let's try not to open the wrong software with it. Okay, so when this pops up on the screen, I should be able to kind of share it with you as soon as it's ready, if it will let me. Let's see. Okay. So let's see. If you're here watching, please send me a comment. Let me know you're watching. And if you can actually hear me, I want to know if the sound is clear. Can you hear the music that's playing in the background? Because I'm actually not sure about that either. So do let me know. I'll very much appreciate that. I'm just waiting for the image to kind of show up so that I can bring it up on the screen. But in the meantime, yes, please leave me a comment, in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me. If you cannot, let me know so that I can make the necessary adjustments to this live. And I'm kind of happy that this is the first live that I'm doing, because it's kind of like working as my test live, where I get to test everything out and figure out how everything works. Okay, so here we are. Let me share with you what I would like you to see. Okay, so I'm going to pause that. Okay, so what you are actually looking at right now is, if anyone has heard about Dark, if you've heard about the TV show Dark, if you have ever heard about someone talking about it, or you've come across it and kind of like scrolled past it on Netflix, right? You'll find that it's a what would you call Dark? It's kind of got a dystopian feel to it, but at the same time, it's kind of sci-fi. I don't know if I can really call it fantasy. It's kind of sci-fi thriller-ish, because there's like crazy mystery that goes on, and it literally revolves around this whole picture that you are looking at right now. It involves all these people, but it's how they are tied together that kind of forms the mystery. I don't even know how to begin. I wish I could have someone to kind of like rebuttal with. How do I even begin? Do you know what? I'm going to kind of give you a read through, right, on what it actually says Dark is all about. So let me give you the synopsis for Dark, so that you can kind of like have an idea of what the TV show itself is about. And please do let me know if you can hear me clearly, if my sound is fine, because I know I've got the fan on because it's really hot. And with the fan on, obviously, sometimes it could possibly interfere with sound. So please do let me know if you are struggling to hear me. So let me remove that so that I can kind of tell you about Dark. Basically, what it says about Dark is that it says, when two children go missing in a small German town, its sinful past is exposed, along with the double lives and fractured relationships that exist among four families as they search for the kids. The mystery drama series introduces an intricate puzzle filled with twists that include a web of curious characters, all whom have a connection to the town's troubled history. Whether they know it or not, the story includes supernatural elements that tie back to the same town in 1986. Dark represents the first German original series produced by Netflix. And to be honest, if it's the first German series that was produced by Netflix, I think they did a mighty, fantastic job. Do you know what I mean? So let me now go back to there you go, so that you can look at the map again, so that I can kind of be able to give you a breakdown of what is going on. And then afterwards, I am going to, I am basically, hopefully, anyone who wants to join me, I will post the link so that you can kind of join me in the chat. And you can kind of try and help me figure out, what is actually happening. Because in as much as I have finished the whole series, I am still a little bit puzzled myself on how things kind of are working out in the show, to be honest. who ended up where, how they ended up, you know, I'm still very, very much confused. So yeah, if you are able to help me figure it out, I would very much appreciate it, to be honest, to kind of hear like different standpoints on what you think about it. Um, let me try. How do I put it? Okay, so when the series starts, right? The people that are in the show, let me come out of, let me see if it took, let me, oh, hang on. There we go. I'm trying to come out of full screen mode so that I can go to the next image. Hang on, maybe it will take me automatically. Nope. Oh my gosh. Technology. There we go. No, I'm trying to get there. So I can only get to there. There we go. Yes. Okay, so where is the next image? Take me to the next image because I'm not trying to edit this one. It's not taking me to the next image. So what I'll have to do is I'll just have to open the next image, I think, separately, so that I can show you what it is that I am talking about. Okay, so like I said in the synopsis, Dark begins with a particular family, right, where a kid goes missing. And basically the kid that goes missing is this little kid over here. Let me zoom in on him. Let's see. Okay, the kid that actually goes missing is this boy over here. His name is Mikkel. Okay, Mikkel goes missing, and then when Mikkel goes missing, everyone they don't understand where he has gone, where he has disappeared to. Nobody has any clue as to where this child has actually gone missing without a trace, because normally there's some kind of evidence to at least, you know, roughly where he could have ended up, right? So with Mikkel missing, his parents, that's his dad, who is a policeman, and then that's his older sister and older brother, and that's his mom. And how they are kind of all tied together. I don't know, this thing keeps taking me out whenever I zoom in. Oh, okay, that's fine. It's taking me to the next family. This is brilliant. Let me go back to this other family. Okay, so this boy is actually friends with these two. So it's when they were all together in the woods that they went to try and check out this quote unquote caves that Mikkel went missing. I hope I'm not losing anybody because I'm hoping I don't confuse myself whilst trying to explain. So when Mikkel goes missing, obviously the dad is frantic and is trying to figure it out. And at the same time, he starts to find out some information about his dad, which is him, right? And his dad, in fact, hanged himself. Okay, so I'm not going to use the S word. His dad actually hanged himself, so he took his own life, and he was trying to figure out why his dad would do that to them. And after the dad died, basically, they became estranged to the dad's mother, which is her, right? So the only people that were left in the family together were him, who's the mom to this boy, and obviously the dad who passed away, and the grandmother. And so she kept on messaging her saying, why are you not in communication? You know, the boy's not doing really well after the passing of the dad, etc., that sort of thing, right? And so as the mystery kind of goes on, all these families I'm showing you here are kind of all tied in. This girl is kind of sort of friends with the other teenagers that I showed you. And the wife is a police officer as well. And she is the colleague to the dad that I just showed you. And him, I actually don't know what his job is. Did they ever explain what his job is? Come to think of it, I don't think they ever explained to us what his actual job is. And so moving right along, there's this family. This family are actually a wealthy family, well, rich family, not wealthy. And they own this power plant. And this power plant seems to have a history that leads all the way back to Chernobyl. And basically, the dad runs the company, and the mom kind of helps out here and there, but mainly she actually kind of has like a B&B type place. And then their son, being a teenager, he's friends with all the other kids, and he was also in the woods when Mikkel, the little boy, went missing. And so these are all like screenshots that I took because I was trying to figure out the mystery of how everyone is kind of connected. And so I'm going to minimize that and then come to the this map. Now, how can I don't even know. Who is in here? Abyss, are you here? If you are here, Abyss, please leave me a comment so that I can like have you join me so that you can help me explain the breakdown of how now this whole family tree kind of works out. So basically what ends up happening, where is it here? Okay, let me zoom in on him. Zoom right in on. Okay, so Jonas, or Jonas, I think it's supposed to be pronounced Jonas. Jonas, as he's looking into the mystery of why his dad took his own life, right? He comes across all these documentations, all these maps, and things like that, and he ends up going into the same cave where around where the boy went missing to try and look for him. And when he goes through, he actually finds himself in a whole different world. But not only is he in a whole different world, he finds himself in the 1980s, without trying to breach, I think, copyright laws and things like that. I think I might be able to show you some of the screens of on Netflix. That way you can kind of have a better understanding. So I'll just be pausing the video. That way I'm not breaking copyright laws, and my video doesn't get copyright strike and taken down, because I'm kind of afraid of that. So yeah, he finds himself in the 80s. And when he finds himself in the 80s, someone else follows him and basically tells him that when he figures out that he's found the boy, he actually sees the boy. And he's like, oh my gosh, the boy is actually there in the 80s, stuck in the 80s. And he's about to go rescue this boy, right? To say, hey, your family's looking for you, etc. But another guy comes behind him and says, you can't interfere. You can't get him out of there because it's going to ruin everything with time, that sort of thing. And it's like, what? Like, yeah, because that boy is in fact your father, and so it was kind of like a Jedi moment, like, I am your father, but he is your father, so that was really mind-boggling for Jonas. And so how can I don't even know, to be honest. It's a lot to kind of digest. And so then obviously begins the whole time travel situation, right? And so when Jonas finds out that, oh my gosh, he cannot rescue Mikkel, right? Sorry, let me zoom back in. So when Jonas finds out that he cannot rescue Mikkel, because Mikkel, as you can see for this, Mikkel is in fact Michael, his dad, who ended up with his mom, right? And making him, and bear in mind, Mikkel is also the brother, right, to the teenagers who are his friends, but also who happen to be the children, right, of Ulrich and Catherine, the police officer, and I think she is a school principal, the wife. But what was really weird and like ill about this is that Jonas and Martha were in love. But obviously, because Mikkel went back into the future and became Michael and had Jonas, it means Martha is Jonas's aunt. And so obviously all this time he didn't know that. But when he found out, obviously it became really creepy. And, it kind of confused him even more. And it just caused a lot of disarray. And let me zoom back. Like, the trail is really, really long. Hang on. Anyone wants to come and join me? Let me see. Okay, now how do I get the link so that I can share it? I have no idea how to do this. I am so new to this, you guys, so bear with me. I am new to the StreamYard situation. Let me try and... Wait, how do you get the... Oh, is that it? I think this is it. Do I just get the link from the top and share it? Like, how do I share the link? Somebody? Leave me a comment. How do I share the link? I'm assuming this is the link, right? Because I don't see any other options that are giving me the option to share the link. Let me know what you think. So I'm going to come back on screen for a while there. Let me try and see if I can be able to share the link with you guys so that you can be able to join me. I'm hoping this is the correct one. So, and it's not incorrect. I'm going to share it to the chat. Hopefully you should be able to receive it over there. Hopefully. Have you been able to see it? Yeah, I think that's the one. I think that's the link. So please click on the link and then you can be able to kind of join me in the back here. And yeah, have a chat with me whilst I try to explain. At least maybe if you've got any questions, you can ask me the questions that way. it's a little less confusing to what I am trying to explain about this particular series, because it's really, really crazy. But I wanted to really come on here and kind of like try out my first live, as well as kind of talk about it and try and figure out what happened where and how, with this whole map situation. I don't know, is there a way, hang on, if I put this to the stream, I think I can be able to do it like this, right? Would that work? Yeah, and then I can do that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you see, I'm literally like trying to figure it out as I go. So basically, I think now at least you can see me as well as now. How do I make the other one a lot bigger? Oh, I've seen Michelle do this. How does she do this? Michelle, how do you do this? Let's see. Okay, so let me not get myself stuck. Okay, so I was explaining, it turns out that Jonas and Martha are basically auntie and nephew, right? And in addition to that, oh my gosh, I honestly don't know how to continue explaining this. It's always easier when I'm having a conversation with someone else. Let me see. Let me see. How do I just give me one moment, you guys? I'm just trying to figure out. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. I am. Okay. So here, I'm going to, on the other side of the screen, I'm going to try and see if I can get you some clips so that you can have a look-see. Let's see, where is it? Dark. Okay. Let me find it for you. Okay, so I want to try and see if I can skip through some bits so that you can actually see. And there it goes. Hang on. Okay, so I'm going to pause this here, and then I am going to bring it over onto this tab. Okay. And so I don't know how much you can see of this. You know, so let's see. I'm going to kind of fast forward through. Because it starts off trying to show, okay, I'm not going to show that signs of, you know, the S word. I'm going to fast forward to the moment the boy actually disappears. Let me see, has he already disappeared? Let me see. I'm trying to, okay, yeah, I think he might have already gone missing. Okay, no, this is another child that went missing, and no one could find where he was. So I think I need to fast forward a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, so I think we're in the woods here. Where is it? Okay, who is this? Let's see. Okay, so this is the dad. Okay, so here Mikkel is actually already missing. So let me try and see now if I can go back a little bit more. Going to just put that there like this so that you can see it more clearly. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is around the part where Mikkel kind of goes missing. Just to give you an idea. So they heard something in the woods and then they got scared and they basically were running, right? And then at some point Jonas fell, and then when he got up, he couldn't find Mikkel anywhere. So that's literally how Mikkel kind of disappeared. You know, that's how he went missing. And then fast forward here, the kids kind of like are together, I think by the bridge, you know, where they're all meeting up, and they find that they all can't, like, nobody knows where Mikkel is. Nobody has any idea where this boy has basically gone missing to. And then, hang on, the dad actually goes into the caves to try and find Mikkel, but he hasn't had any joy, you know, basically finding him. And so, yeah, dark. So would you like to, Philippa, would you like to come on and kind of help me if you've watched it? I'm basically trying to dissect it, and I'm trying to kind of like figure out who and why certain people remained at the end. And so let's see. I think episode 1 doesn't really show you where Mikkel is, I think, until episode 2. So I'm going to skip over to there. Hang on, when the dad is kind of trying to figure out where the boy is, you know, that sort of thing. Okay. Because I don't want my video to get taken down, so I'm going to be skipping quite a lot of things. Here we go. Okay, the thing is, the why it's really difficult to kind of try and explain this show, because there's so many dynamics to it. So many different angles. I mean, it took a while for us, you know, when you're watching and you're watching from scratch, to kind of even like try to understand what's actually really happening. Let's see. You know, let's see. This is where Jonas kind of, I think, finds out some more details about his dad and why his dad kind of went missing. Not really why, but like where his dad could have, you know, what the dad was trying to, hi Avis, you know, why his dad was basically trying to, why he offed himself, basically, because I don't want to use the S word. And so, oh gosh, I don't even know. I want to explain everything all at once, and I'm really having a struggle-thon right now, because I'm like, you know, I kind of want to tell you everything because I'm hoping you would have watched it. But if you haven't, obviously, I probably confused you more than I was even confused when I first started watching it, you know. So like, if I go back to the map, hang on, let's see. If I go back to the map, right? Like you've said, what was I trying to explain? Okay. If I didn't lose anyone, okay, I got to mention that Michael is in fact Jonas's dad, and Michael happens to be Martha and Magnus's brother, and Ulrich and Catherine's son. But at the same time, when you look at the timeline, right, Hannah, the mother to Jonas, basically she went back in time. This is as time as the series kind of, you know, proceeded. This is, I think, in season 2 or possibly even 3, I think. She actually goes back in time because by now a lot of them are aware about this time travel situation. So she manages to go back in time, and when she goes back in time, let me zoom in. When she goes back in time, she meets Egon Teedermann. Egon Teedermann happens to be the father to Claudia. Claudia is one of the first characters that you come across in season 1, and she's like an old lady who is, you know, also talking about time travel and that sort of thing. And so when wait. So when she goes back in time, meets this guy who happens to be Claudia's father, Claudia, who also affects the timeline, she ends up having a child with him, who her name happens to be Silja. Now, Silja, we actually come across her in season 2. Actually, I'm surprised I remember that. We actually come across her in season 2, where she's basically in this dystopian kind of like society. She's in this dystopian society where basically she is kind of like the sidekick henchman of, hang on, let me show you who, of because remember, everyone is tied together in this. Let me find her. Of Elizabeth. And let me zoom in on Elizabeth. This is Elizabeth Doppler. Now, Elizabeth Doppler, she is, I think, I'm not sure if she's mute or if she is deaf. One of the two, but either way, she uses sign language to communicate. And so Elizabeth basically survives the apocalypse, as they called it, because what happens is, with all the time travel situation, they're always finding out what was happening, and they kind of knew when the whole apocalypse apparently was going to happen. But it was technically, to me, I don't think it was really the apocalypse, because it only happened within their neighborhood, within their area. I don't think it happened in the rest of the world. It didn't appear that way to me, because it seemed to have been only confined into that one area. And so she went into a bunker with her dad, and that's how they survived. And so when they got back out, and she became older, this is Elizabeth when she was a lot older, because she had to kind of like survive a lot and things like that. So when she was in this dystopian world, Silja, the other girl that I showed you, Silja, was with her in this dystopian society, where they kept on talking about they're gonna, someone is gonna come and bring them paradise, and this so-called someone, the message was initially delivered by this guy, Noah. And so she obviously got with Noah, and then they ended up having Charlotte Doppler, right? Noah is actually a guy that was sent by who's my favorite character? My favorite character, Abyss. Oh my gosh, they all annoyed me at some point. They actually all annoyed me at some point, because they kept on doing really, really stupid things. Because my favorite character at first was Jonas. And the reason why Jonas was my favorite character, because he was actually trying to fix the situation. And then obviously later on, I found out that he was kind of sort of behind the kids getting kidnapped and sort of, that sort of thing. But at the same time, it could have been that Noah was the one who was kind of going ahead, so yeah, Abyss, are you able to come on live with me and have the discussion with me? Should I send you the link again? If you click on the link that says StreamYard at the top, or I'll try and send it again. Hang on. That's come through. Yeah, if you click on that link, you should be able to come into the back, and then we can kind of like have a chinwag together about it. So yeah, I think they were all bad, and I think Jonas was probably the best of them, because even if what he was trying to do was wrong, but he was still actually trying to do the right thing, in terms of he was trying to cut off that loop to stop the whole thing kind of like, revolving around, and so the worst character, to be honest, I think the worst character actually ended up being Martha, because she wanted the loop to carry on, and for the loop to carry on is probably the reason why everything kept on happening over and over and over and over again. There is no one that really, oh no, wait 1 second. The worst character, if truth be told, was actually what's her face? Where is she? Hannah. Hannah was actually the worst, because whatever situation she was placed in, she literally just did the worst thing possible, from what she did to Ulrich, all the way to what she did to Ulrich, all the way to the way I don't know why she felt the need to take what's her face, her daughter, who she had with the other policeman. It's funny, actually, come to think of it. Oh no, she's attracted to policemen, because bear in mind, she was having an affair with Ulrich, wasn't she? And so when she had the child with him, with Egan, she ended up taking Silja into the 1930s I mean, not in the 1930s. She ended up taking Silja into the, where's the first? Where's that line? Here. You know, she took her here, where she ended up, obviously, Silja ended up having a child with Bartosz. Bartosz, who basically happens to be the son of, and I think I'm about to get myself confused again, trying to make this connection. Bartosz is the son of them. And so, really and truly, oh my gosh, I've literally just, Abbas is saying your device is not connected. It's saying your device is not connected. So when it's connected, then I'll be able to add you. You guess we need to connect their mic, cam. You need to connect, I think, your mic or something, at least your mic. And then you can kind of cover your cam if you want to. Then only then will I be allowed to, it's gonna allow me to add you to the chat. So yeah, basically, I'll wait as I'm gonna keep explaining whilst waiting for you to connect what you need to connect. So yeah, basically, I'm only just seeing this. How have I not noticed this before? What the heck? How on earth am I only just noticing this now? So basically, Hannah traveled back to the 1930s, had Silja, and then traveled further back to where Bartosz is, to the era where Bartosz was, which was like what, the 1700s, 1900s, or whatever, the early hundreds, for her to be with Bartosz, when in fact, Silja's dad is also Claudia's dad, who also is Regina's mom, who is Bartosz's. Oh man, are you kidding me right now? What? I don't. Okay, I thought. I thought that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hang on. Let me just gather my thoughts right now. I thought that Jonas, being quote unquote with his aunt, right, because he didn't know she was his aunt, he did not know, although it was annoying that he still tried to get with her after he knew that was his aunt, because his dad traveled, the brother to the girl traveled back in time and became his dad. But and then there was the mind-boggling thing of Charlotte giving birth to her own mother, who in return gave birth back to her. And so that was a vicious cycle in itself. But now to find out that Silja, technically, let me see. Okay, Silja would technically be Claudia's half-sister, which means Bartosz would end up having a child with his great-grandmother? Oh, come on! Oh my god, just when I thought this couldn't get worse. Oh my gosh. Just when I thought this couldn't get worse. Is there anything else that I have not? What? Oh my word. 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 Okay. Figure this out, girl. Figure this out. My mind, I feel a lot more discombobulated than I did when I started. Now, here's the thing. Actually, I'm going to do this. Let's see. Here is the thing, right? I am actually going to rush over to the very end. So I think I should have probably put a title that said spoiler alert. I'm going to go to the very, very end, and then I'm going to scroll it all the way to when everything was fixed and back to normal. And basically when I want to see who's at that table. Ah, wait, no. Don't you dare think. Don't even dare, Netflix. I hate it when it does that. Don't rush me into seeing a preview that I don't want to see. Hang on, let me press play maybe. No. Oh gosh, the internet's decided to play up now. Is it ready? Okay. So I think this is it. Okay, good. This is it. This is the end of it. So hopefully. Okay. Okay, so Regina was saved. Okay, let me go back to that family tree. Regina. Okay, so Regina was saved. So she's still alive. Hang on. No. So Regina, the reason why Claudia was going back and forth to try and change things in time and try and fix things or whatever is because she was trying to save her daughter Regina, who was dying from cancer, right? And so in this new world, well, in this standard world where everything is back to normal, Regina is alive, and who else? And that, who's that? Hang on. Is that Bernard Doppler? Oh, wrong tab. Okay, I don't know if that's Bernard Doppler. And then I'm going to assume that's Bernard Doppler, and this is Claudia, and this is Regina, right? Okay. Wait. Is that Bernard Doppler? I don't know. I can't tell. Oh, no, I keep bringing up the wrong thing. It doesn't look like him. I think it could be. Maybe it could be. Maybe it's supposed to be he's the younger version of himself. I am honestly not sure. And then who else then has survived? Okay. Okay, so that's Regina. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to see who is in this picture. So this is Mikkel's original mom. And then this is Charlotte's original dad. Hang on. He is over on this side because he's part of the Doppler. So that's Peter Doppler. Okay, so that's Peter Doppler and Charlotte Doppler. Wait, that's not Charlotte Doppler. That doesn't look like Charlotte Doppler. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Oh. Abyss. I've just realized, you remember we were talking about what was the relevance of the guy who was because we don't know if he was a cross-dresser, we don't know if he was trans, and we we're trying to figure out what was the point of him being in the whole show and everything. This is him. I've only just realized this is actually him. And I'm assuming he kind of owned up to who he was in this other world. And therefore, not having children with Charlotte, who technically was the child of her own child. And so, because her own child did not exist, therefore she did not exist. And because he didn't get married to her, and because he didn't get married to her, he ended up not having Francesca either. So that took them completely off the playing board. Okay, I think I'm beginning to understand it a bit more, but my gosh, did it have to take me having to come to a live for this? Come on. Let's see. Okay. And so again, this guy though, I mean, he's always had a limb missing here and there. And he's the one who's gotten with what's her name? And she's pregnant with his child. So basically making it that without was Uric. She didn't end up with Uric, and neither did she, by the looks of things. And so these children don't exist. You said, and I'm confused again. I'm confused all over again. I'm honestly confused all over again, because I'm still trying to figure out, like, okay, if they've taken out Uric from the what's the chessboard? The chessboard. Where does it make him an anomaly? Is it because of this? You know, and first of all, by the way, I want to give a shout out, because I'm using someone's board. Decode Movies are the ones who created this whole thing. Decode Movies are the ones who created this whole family tree to try and figure out who's where and who's relevant and who's irrelevant, you know, that sort of thing. But back to here. It says older the origin. Now, if it's older the origin, I'm going to assume that this is the child that what's his name had. This is the child that Jonas had with Martha to be able to create the origin, who went back in time and had a child with technically what is, again, the Agnes Nielsen, where they ended up having Tronte, and Tronte got with Jenny Nielsen and then ended up having Uric. And so if you take him out of the equation, he doesn't exist, and therefore his entire timeline doesn't exist. Therefore, him getting together with her doesn't exist anymore. Therefore, having this kid that ends up birthing Mikkel, who ends up going back in time and ends up having Jonas with basically Hannah, does not exist. So that takes them completely off the chessboard. Now, Hannah, they don't give us her origin. And so, which means she's supposed to be there. You see, oh, Avis, again, it's saying your device is not connected. What are you connecting with? Let me know what you are connecting with. Hang on. Let's see. Let me. So I don't know. Abbas, I've got Abbas in the back trying to connect, but I think her device is having issues. Try and connect your mic and then kind of like hide your cam. Connect one thing. Connect either your mic or your cam if you're having a bit of problem with that. So, oh my gosh. I think I might be figuring it out though. I think I might. I'm not sure. I'm laughing because honestly, I feel like I've confused myself so much. And I feel like I'm going crazy. But this is what this show kind of does to you. It makes you feel like you're about to go crazy trying to figure out this whole spectrum. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I kind of understand why Uric cannot possibly be part of the equation, because we have his family tree, but we don't have Catherine's family tree. So I think my conclusion to this is whoever doesn't have a family tree tied to them that we don't know about, which means they're supposed to be in the original timeline. They are not supposed to exist. Yeah, they are supposed to be in the original timeline. And anyone that's got a kind of some sort of a family tree, I think in their lineage, they are basically not supposed to be in the timeline. I think I'm doubting myself all over again. So oh my gosh. Okay. Abiz, sort your device out so you can come in. I don't know how to. I wish I could help you, like you know, get your connection. It's still saying device. It says your guests will need to connect their mic or cam before you can add them to the stream. So you need to connect your mic. Check that your microphone is working. When you connect your microphone, then you should be able to enter the stream. I should be able to add you, basically. You're already in the back. I should be able to add you. Oh, I can finally add you. Yay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey,
Hey,
how's
girl.
it going? I don't even have an avatar. Don't worry,
Huh?
next time, next time. I don't
Next
even have an
time, yeah.
avatar. Proper
Yeah, you
pic.
can. I think you might still be able to change it. Do you want to add one now, or do you want to do it
Um,
later?
I'll do it later.
You do it later. So yeah, what do you think of what I've been trying to? What I've been able to figure out so far? Like being able to figure out that the origin, the child of what's his face, Jonas and Martha from the two worlds, the child that they have, the older one, went back in time and got with Agnes Nielsen, who's Tronte's mom, who happens to be Ulrich's
But
grandmother.
before we go any further, I'm gonna
Yeah.
need you to shrink my part of the screen and get that map back up because I don't remember people's names.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What do you need me to zoom in on?
No, just stay right there. I'll be zooming in and out just to.
Okay, hang on. Let me zoom back out completely though. Hang on. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see everyone clearly. I hope. Hang on. Ah, wait. Okay.
The
Can you
map
see?
is the map is very important. It
It's
is a
so
compass
vital.
for everything. And
Right.
I'm just gonna hear names. Um, I don't know about this matrix. What did you think of the ending?
Okay. The ending, right? Let me go to the ending so I've actually got that on screen. So this is the ending, right? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Okay. And it literally just dawned on me. Do you remember we were like the trans guy? What was his purpose, right? Me and you were like, what is his purpose? What is the reason for him being there and everything, you know? And he is actually here. Did you notice him?
Where?
He is here in the end.
That's what I said to you the other day. He's
Did you
on
say?
his.
Oh, I must
That's
have.
what I said. That's why I said to you. Remember, I said to you the people that I thought were kind of irrelevant during the show
Yeah,
became a main. You know, a main. What do they call it if you're not in the anomaly?
the
I
main
can't
part
pronounce
of
it.
the main part
The
of
real world. Yeah,
the
the
main
main
timeline.
world. Yeah. So I was surprised that he was there because I don't see. Okay, apart from letting people in his caravan, I really don't see what he added to it. If you, I don't see why he's important enough at the end.
I think at the end, my theory is that they are basically trying to say, oh, because the dad, hang on, let me go back to the timeline.
I think the dad is what. Yeah, what's his name? The one that was married to
To
Noah's
Charlotte,
daughter.
Charlotte.
Yeah, I think they're just showing us the importance of him and that guy as being his partner, right? Is it his
Hmm.
partner in there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
he
think
was
that.
he was in the closet basically, right? He
Yeah,
was
I
in the
think they.
closet.
Yeah, I think they brought him. They showed the trans guy because of his relationship with Peter, and Peter Doppler is very important in the show somehow. If you can
He's
lift,
important because he
if you,
ends up helping Charlotte create Elizabeth, who obviously ends up creating Charlotte with Noah, and so
can
that's
you
the one
zoom
that does
out?
the full circle thing. Huh?
Who's Peter Doppler's dad again? Can you?
Uh,
Who's Peter?
Helga Doppler. Do you remember the boy who
Yeah, Helga.
who Ulrich beats up, who
Either
Ulrich tries to
way,
kill basically?
in every realm, he's damaged goods, right? I'm
He is
getting mixed
damaged
up,
goods.
you know.
He's damaged goods is proper like.
If it's not his ears, it's his eye.
And I don't understand. Like he doesn't even get to stay after all the mess you put this boy through because you're. And the funny thing is, he was manipulated into kidnapping the children and things like that, and he doesn't even get to stay. And I think that's because he is a product of. Wait, this says first gen Greta Bernard, but remember Bernard adopted him. So Bernard was not his real father. And it seems nobody knows who Helga Doppler's real father is. And nobody knows who Helga Doppler
Yeah,
got
but
with
we've
in
been
order
trying
to
to
have.
suspect. We've been suspecting it might be Noah too, because Noah
What Noah might be the
looked like he was
father.
having a thing with the mum. You know when he, you know when he
Do
came
you
and brought the,
think?
yeah, when he came and brought the son back. Well, as he didn't come to bring the son back.
Yeah.
I don't remember properly. Remember when she was like, "Oh, he's not speaking,"
When
and I
she
think he said
invited him to the house and the son hugged him.
yeah. There's a way they held hands or held the Bible together. I can't, don't quote me on that. I don't remember that scene fully, but I do remember they had a lingering look in their eye. I could feel there was some
Uh-uh.
kind of history or some kind of tension. So I feel like something, and she, I know he's supposed to be a priest, right?
Well,
Is he
I think he was just an imitation priest, to be honest, because there was
walking around
nothing
in his white collar?
priesty about anything that he was
Yeah,
doing.
there was nothing,
Walking
but
around with the little white collar for show, but like all his actions were the complete opposite of what a priest is
you know
supposed to
what? They
do.
made Noah look like the horror film, the horror guy, but he's
He
actually
was
the
he
nice
was like
guy.
kind of the horror guy.
He's the
He
nice
actually was
guy.
not bad. He
No,
was
he's the
not bad
nice
because
guy.
he was legit in love with Charlotte. He was legit in love with Charlotte. And the reason why he went out into the world to, went on his quest was actually to try and find his
Well,
daughter.
Charlotte's his
And it's
daughter.
in the process. Huh?
Wait, no, not Charlotte. Sorry.
Charlotte is his
Yeah,
daughter. Yeah. Hang
yeah,
on.
Charlotte
Let
is
me
his
show you.
daughter. Yeah, yeah,
Charlotte is his
yeah.
daughter.
Charlotte is his
See
daughter.
that?
So his
There's
whole mission
Charlotte.
is because, yeah, his whole mission is because she went missing. But I'm telling you, there was a look. There was a look that, what's his name? The one with the ears. Ethan. The one with the ears.
And yeah.
um, there was. I wish we could get that clip again. There's a look like they've been there before. They've been there somewhere.
Which one? Which one is that? Which one is that?
Noah and you have to go to the left. The one that we were talking about that had his ears bashed. Um, is it Hilga? What's his name?
Oh,
No, where are you
up
going?
here? Here? Helga Doppler?
Yeah, Helga. That's it. Yeah, I think Helga's that. I think Helga. I think she had an affair with Noah.
Do you think?
Yep, sounds like I'm just putting it out there, but I believe so.
Hang
That's the
on.
question mark there, and I feel that.
Noah. Hang on. I'm gonna see. Let me see
If
about
there's
that.
anyone else with that theory,
Does Helga have
anybody?
with Noah?
I think they
Okay,
had a
so
one time that
Reddit might have an answer.
that child.
Let's see what Reddit have got to say about this. Okay. Um Okay, it's taking its time to come. Okay, here we go. How did Helge and Noah meet? Okay, I mean Helge and Noah met because remember when Yurik threw Helge into that dungeon, the bunker place,
Yeah,
Yurik obviously didn't know that at that time Jonas was actually captured. Do you remember they captured Jonas and they were trying to experiment on him? And then the black hole thing opened up. And when it opened up, Helge could see Jonas, and Jonas could see Helge. And then when they touched, they switched places. And
yeah.
that's how come Helge ended up meeting Noah, as far as I know. And then that's when he told him everything will be okay, everything will be fine, kind of comforted him and
But
everything. And
remember,
so that's why
Noah
when
is
they
a
betrayed
time
him,
traveler. Noah's done a lot of traveling over the years,
he's done a
so
lot of traveling. He's probably
so
done
we
the
don't
most
know.
between him and Jonas. I don't even know who's done the most traveling.
Yeah, so we don't. He's a definite time hopper, constantly like he's just riding a bus. So he could have at any point. Because I wish I could get that clip. Unless you type what's is it Helga's mum's name and type affair with would it be an affair? Yeah, it would be an affair
Greta.
with
Okay, hang
Noah,
on.
and see if
Okay,
anyone else has thrown that out there.
Greta Doppler affair with Noah. Uh,
But then would that mess up the whole DNA? Because he's actually Hilga's actually Peter's dad. It's not Charlotte's. Oh
right.
no, yeah. So the DNA is all right. Yeah.
Hang on. Okay, so what we have here Da, 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 da. Let's see. Uh, okay, so someone actually asked it on Reddit, and they said any theories on Greta, Doppler, and Noah, specifically related to the scene when they discuss Helge. And this person said, I have two main connected questions about Greta Doppler and the scene with Noah, right? Why do the writers, directors have her wipe her mouth? Eh? When does she? Dang, this is some.
I told you
Is
it
he
was
paying
sizzling, a little
attention?
sexual moment right there. I was feeling the tension. I told you. I told you. I
And then
felt
she
the
wiped
little.
her whole mouth. Why do the writers, directors have her wipe her mouth? That seems very odd to me. Heavy breathing, and then she needs to wipe her mouth. What an odd ad from the writers. Are they
I
even
felt the
in a
passion.
relationship? That would seem a bit odd to me, especially because she just said she wanted her son to die because he may not be Bernard's biological child. Why does Noah look at the picture of Helge? At this point in time, he may
Yeah.
not know what Helge looks like. So,
No, she has this behavior
Netflix English
towards Helga,
translation.
like she
I
knows.
prayed to get rid of the child before it was ever born, and after I had him, I prayed every day that something would befall him because he may not be Bernard's child, because maybe he wasn't a child created out of love. But that's what's in my head. Every day I can't escape it. It's my fault. And then Noah, we are
Who's
all full
child?
of sin. Okay, so this is an actual scene. This one actual. These are lines from an actual scene. Is this what you were talking about?
Yes, look at
The
the
hand
hand.
holding.
Yep.
Oh, I
And her
love
face.
Reddit. Reddit
And
people are so on it.
she looked too excited. Not excited, but like breath taken away. It's like, come on, you're not gonna get excited to see the priest. No, some people will, but I mean not like that. Like, you know.
I miss you literally going in
It
the
was
rabbit.
more
I
like
just, are you sure?
it was like a oh wait, stay, please don't go kind of feeling. That's what I got from it. Very tiny body language, but that's what I got. Please don't leave me here, you know. And the
So
poor boy is just looking.
I mean, he responded to her and says, "We are full of sin. No pure human exists, but no matter what we do, we never fall any lower than into God's hands." And then she replied and said, "And what if they aren't God's hands? What if they are the hands of the devil?" And then touches her folded hands. This is when he says that. This person was like really on it, taking those screenshots and everything. And then Noah says, "God sent
Evidence.
me to you. Did he not?" She looks like she freaks out. You can see her chest raise and lower. This person is proper detailed. And then he responded and says, "We don't meet the people we meet by accident. We touch the lives of others and are touched ourselves. And thus, God's hands guide us to our true destiny. Let us pray." And then she wipes her mouth. Why does she have to wipe her mouth? Did she have lipstick on or something?
Or maybe it's
Even though
guilt,
I walk,
or maybe she's remembering when she
maybe.
kissed him and thinking, "Oh God, I've sinned.
Was she
This has all been
salivating?
about."
Was she salivating over him or something? Like, oh, hang on a minute.
But the fact that who's the father then? If she's not the father, Noah might not even know he's the father. Noah just might have a slight
Right.
connection with the boy. Noah might not
And so,
know, but they definitely did something in my
so it's like,
mind.
even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will feel no evil. So they're basically quoting Psalm 90:23. For you are with me. Noah distinctly looks at a picture of Helge. But if he looks at a picture of Helge, isn't this? Hang on. So wait. Before he brought Helge home,
He might have known. You
before
know,
he
this guy's a time traveler.
before he helped rescue Helge, right? Did he already meet her? Is this scene before he actually met Helge? Is that what this person is saying? Okay, so they continue with Psalm 23. Um, Someone said it's like she barfed out a secret her body could not hold in anymore, and she is disgusted by what came out. The idea that Noah did not know young Helge is interesting. He already works with the old one, but yet he will have to convince the young version to get there, and for that identify him, or at least get as much information as possible. Should already give him the information that he will do it. And so this person's like the kind of like the boss secret. She seems hot for Noah, like you were saying, Abyss. I love that your family is into the show Get Helge. How about everybody hates Helge? Oh my gosh. What do you think? I just thought she was wiping sweat off her lips. So it could have been she was wiping sweat off her lips.
What's she sweating for? Can't be.
What is
She ain't sweating because her son is back. She's sweating.
right?
Something made her high her pressure. Her feel, some bodily heat.
I think
And
she.
why would they
I
deliberately
said
put
it. I
question
said
mark?
this person has said that. This person says, I think it's drool. Did I say I think she was drooling over the praise?
Yeah, yeah.
Drool. Sweat would likely be above or below the lips, and drool is usually in the corner of the lips.
Uh,
She does that same gasping thing when she's talking to Bernard too. Is it supposed to be pronounced Bernard? Because it's burned. It's spelled Bernd. It's supposed to be burned. Bernard. Bernard. Is it supposed to
Bernard.
be like a German name? Bernard. I don't know.
Bernard.
Anyways, Bernard. I
Bernard.
always giggle when she does because it sounds like she's having a spontaneous.
Orgasm. Yeah. These people were watching the same thing I was seeing. I thought they were going to reveal it, but you could just feel the passion that they may have rolled in the hay once.
You know what? My stomach is still hurting from something else I was laughing at earlier on. And so like so now I try to laugh. My stomach actually legit starts to hurt. And so okay, so if we go back to the map, right? If we go back to the map, and let's say, for example, this is possibly Noah that had a child with her. And if that's the case, and they are the ones who actually ended up having Helge, then it makes sense that this whole timeline will be wiped out. However, right, anyone that was a time traveler and ended up having a child, right, through their time traveling situation, after the worlds go back into being the one world and the other two worlds that were split into have been removed, it means anyone that's part of the timeline that involves anyone that was a time traveler have to be erased. So, which means Peter Doppler should not exist, but he does. So that kind of cancels out the theory of Noah being the father. I
Why?
think I just thought that. And I feel so proud of myself.
I still think Noah's the father. I don't believe those 6 people are the only people that are in the real world. I feel like they
And
rushed that bit.
they didn't give us closure.
No, because I still think Jonas is being reborn. So I still think there must be a few others out there. It can't just be those 6.
But I
Based
feel
on
like the only way Jonas can be reborn is if he came from the actual Jonas. I think if he was reborn, he would have to come from Michael. But Michael no longer exists because Yurik doesn't exist, and or Yurik is not around or doesn't exist enough to be with Catherine in order to have Michael for him to go back in time to be able to have Jonas with Hannah.
Michael is
And
just a
so
chill out guy. Go to the top. Go back to the main reason. The scientist.
okay, the
Yeah.
scientist, him,
Where is he?
H.G. Tanus.
He is existing in real world because he's the one that started it.
Right. And have you seen there's no connection to
So
him and
anyone
anyone else?
connected with him? Why did they connect him with Hannah? With what's her name? Go down a little bit. What's her name?
With
Is that
Charlotte.
Charlotte?
Yeah. The reason why he's connected with Charlotte is because Charlotte, having the knowledge of the time traveling situation, she knew to kidnap her own daughter / mother from herself. Oh my gosh, that's actually really messed up. That's actually so messed up. She, I feel like I'm crazy just even trying to explain this. She knew to basically kidnap her own daughter / mother from herself in order to take her mother back in time to give to Noah. I mean, sorry, to give to H.G. Tanners so that he can raise her, so that she can be able to meet Peter Doppler, so that she can give birth back to herself. Or
Where
her
is
mother.
Peter? Wait, go back up to the science guy. That guy has a son. Who's
You
married?
are right, but it's like he's
Why they
irrelevant
didn't
for some
put the?
bizarre reason.
They should make him relevant because who's the child of the? Who's the baby of their of those two?
Okay, shall
You
we
know,
try and get another map, maybe?
maybe because this whole world, all these anomalies. What I will never get that word right. All these,
Anomaly,
why are
yeah.
they existing if he's completely on his own? And he's not completely on his own. The whole mission
He's
is
not. He's
because
got a child.
he's, yeah, he had a missus, he had a child, who a child has got the missus, and they have a baby. So how can they just completely not put it in the picture? There's somewhere something around that. Those parents or something might have connected someone in this timeline, which might hopefully bring the Noah theory and what's
Right.
her name?
Okay, so what I've done is I've
Affair.
done a Google search. I've done a Google search, right, of all the different maps. So this is the one that we're looking at right now. Okay. Then there is this map. This map looks like it's just crazy. I don't even know if I want to click on it. Oh my gosh, there's this one. Oh, why is it so small? Well, maybe if we go to the actual website, let's see. I like the website. It's nice and clean. Oh, okay. Oh, and there goes the address. So much for clean. Okay. Why can't I? Where is the actual map? Where is it?
Why are you getting a map? I need to go and get some snacks. I'm coming.
You're gonna get
Ooh,
snakes.
snacks. Oh.
Okay. Is this the same timeline? I think this is a timeline of. But where is it? I want this map. Why are they not showing? I want this full map. Click on it. Oh, so the website is like taking its time to load and stuff. But this map looks like it could be really helpful because what it actually, I think this person did was they've put the origin world and then they've put Eva's world. Oh, this person combined Adam's world as well as Eva's world. And then the
Well, you know
origin
what?
world.
At least
I
I'm
want to see the
remembering.
origin world. Hey, Princess! Oh my gosh! Hey, I've got Princess AGT here. I'm just seeing it here. I was busy looking at the maps. I didn't even notice that one of the squad members actually came in. Ah, it makes me happy. So yeah, basically, hang on. Let me try. I'm trying to. Let's see. It's really hard to kind of keep up with the comments whilst you're trying to look at the other screen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, finally. What are you slurping on, Abyss?
No, my son is humming in the background. And I'm about to crunch on some Witos.
It was the slurping.
No, there's no. This is for people that like this sound. It's the crunch.
Ah, okay. I don't know what's going on with this imaging. It's not coming up the way. I mean, this one looks pretty good. There's like proper descriptions. I wish this person would have made it a lot bigger.
They look like little coffins because it's tiny on my screen. It looks like coffins.
It's
or
proper
football
tiny on my
t-shirts.
screen too. So I'm clicking on it so I can just have the full image. Whilst that full image tries to come on the other side, I'm going to try and find the other ones as well. So I clicked on that one. So this is season 1 family tree. So this is season 2 family tree. And then, oh, it's not scrolling again. Oh, the problem when websites have got too many adverts and stuff like that, they freeze and things, you know. Yeah, see, I think it's still trying to load the picture and stuff. So, okay, so this is the origin world. Okay, I'm hoping they're not going to take too long to load on the other side so that we can have a proper closer look. They're still loading. My gosh, how large are these pictures? I mean, if this person has gone and shown us the origin world, right? Oh, come on. It finishes loading and gives me a pop-up. Oh, I'm really curious. I want to see what they did with the origin world. Do you know what I mean? I think that will probably help give us a better explanation as to who belongs where. But to be honest, I think maybe the reason why, I don't know why I have two of these open, to be honest. I honestly feel like the reason why they haven't bothered to talk about his son or anything like that is because when the Martha and Jonas stop the child from going into the accident and then therefore causing him to create the split worlds, it's irrelevant to talk about his son. Maybe that is the reason, because his timeline, his lineage doesn't affect the entire, the other worlds. I think what actually affects the other worlds is him creating those two worlds, which in return in the other worlds, right? Charlotte, or should I say Elizabeth, brings Charlotte over to him after she kidnaps her from herself. In the real
There's a lot
world,
of
that doesn't
circles.
happen because these people don't exist at all anyways. Do you
There's a
see
lot
what
of
I
question
mean?
mark circles. So I
Still question
question.
mark?
There's still question
Okay,
mark
let me
circles here.
close their website, because their website is like, it's just like, oh, come on. Oh, here we go. I was about to throw a fit. Okay, so there's origin world here. What's this one? Come on, show up, show up, show up. Oh, they're really large. 11,000 pixel images. I've never.
Mm.
No wonder they take so long. Okay, is it allowing me to zoom in? Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Oh, it's not because the picture is too large. It's freezing. Okay, Sonia Marek.
There's his kids. There they are. Now,
Okay,
what's the arrow
and
going down?
they did have a child called Charlotte, but it's not the same Charlotte. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, it's not the same, but I reckon it's a branch from it. That's the real
Because
Charlotte.
this is the original Charlotte, right? This is the original Charlotte, but this original Charlotte does not have any effect on the timeline, hence her not being mentioned. However, the reason why the other Charlotte was also named Charlotte is because the Turners here, when he lost his son, and he lost his daughter-in-law, as well as they couldn't find the baby, and then what's the girl's name again? Elizabeth, when she brought the baby to him, he ended up naming the baby Charlotte because Charlotte was lost. Do you see what I mean? And that's why the name Charlotte is kind of twice over,
And
I
then
think. In the
Charlotte in the other world is lost from Noah.
She is lost from Noah, but the only reason why she is lost from Noah is because okay, zoom out
I
on your
think
own
the
way.
reasons don't matter because it's another realm. So it just swooshes all the storyline, if you get what I mean.
She lost to Noah because Elizabeth knew that in order for the cycle to continue, she had to kidnap Charlotte in order for Charlotte to give birth to her. Otherwise, if she did not do that, Charlotte would not meet Peter in order to have her. Therefore, it will erase her from existence. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, but somehow I still feel that this Charlotte, the baby Charlotte in what's his name's life, is not the same Charlotte, but it is still a branch off. The same way I think the little Jonas that they'll have, that what's her name, Hannah is pregnant with now,
yeah,
is another
I think
reflection of it.
it's a whole other Jonas. Yeah, it's a whole other Jonas. So but he has no effect on the timeline because they're in just a normal timeline now. But for me, my question again lies, I was like, okay, why? Remember, I was asking before, I said, why is Martha an anomaly? I didn't understand why Martha would be an anomaly, but now I think I might understand it, because Uric doesn't exist anymore. And the reason why Uric doesn't exist anymore is because the origin, right, got together with Uric's grandmother. in order to create their actual timeline. And so once he was gotten rid of, even if she, hang on.
Yeah, but then it doesn't matter who existed because if
Oh, Agnes
what?
is the child to Bartosz as well?
Yeah,
For goodness sake.
that's what I'm saying. No, nobody matters then. If I still think that's what I'm saying. In the end, I still think Charlotte is the. I'm surprised Charlotte was not the main at the end. I feel like things have
What,
been based
the
on
other
Charlotte.
Charlotte, the original Charlotte, this Charlotte?
Charlotte that went missing with Noah, the same Charlotte that's got connected with the other
But
Doppler.
she shouldn't be. She's not supposed to be, because she's also an anomaly technically. Because she comes from being brought over. Do you see what I mean? She's not supposed to exist either, because she's a product of Noah. Do you see what I mean? She's a product of Noah. Being a product of Noah cancels her out. So right here, literally, this is where it ends. It ends with Peter Doppler, and all these people here, they no longer exist once everything has been put back to normal. You know? Am
But
I
Peter
making
Doppler.
Peter Doppler is still there because he technically doesn't affect the timeline the same way Regina didn't affect the timeline. Like the way Claudia said, like, no, I've looked and she is not, she is not in that timeline. So it's fine. I think the only problem that happens is her getting together with Alexander Teedermann and then having Bartosz. And so now my question is, okay, so did they end up having Bartosz? Because she seems to be by herself. He doesn't seem to be in the picture. And I'm trying to figure out why he got cancelled out of the picture. Because obviously the reason why he met her is because he was running from the law, right? And so shouldn't that timeline still play out the way it's supposed to be then, him running from the law? But, wait, I think I've figured it out. The reason why she doesn't meet him when he's running from the law, he probably is still running from the law somewhere, right? And doing this whole identity theft situation. However, he either ends up dead because she's not around to help him with that bullet wound or whatever wound that he had. And two, because she likely was not bullying her because Hannah was not in a position to accuse Ulrich of the R word to Catherine. Do you see what I mean? Because Ulrich doesn't exist, right? With Ulrich not existing, Hannah is not in a position to report him for basically, the R word to Catherine, right? And so because when that happens and she's complaining to her saying, whoever it is, I'm going to kill them, whoever it is that I found out that reported us, I'm going to get them, she ends up dropping a hint that it could possibly be Claudia. Or is it Regina? It could possibly be Regina. Sorry, it could possibly be Regina. And that's how Catherine ends up starting to bully Regina. And it is through them chasing her and bullying her and stuff like that she ends up in this space in the woods, right? Where he ends up coming across her because he's running away from the law, from authority.
Can I send you this thing on Pinterest? Is it Pinterest? Yeah. There's another, or what can I do? Send a screenshot to you? I don't even know.
Have you
there's another picture here.
Have you got the link?
Because I've split my phone into two. 1 second. Let me try and see if I can forward you this.
Can you see the private chat?
Yeah. Where do I share it into?
Can you see the private chat?
Well, let me try and copy link. Oh, I just copy link from cut and paste. Sorry, 1 second.
Well, have you found another screenshot, another map?
Yeah. I don't know if it's relevant, but I think it's for season 2. It's saying. Okay, then.
Oh
Oh,
my
the
god,
screen
this
is
one is so
so
large.
tiny.
Origin worlds.
Chat.
In the origin world, Tobin ends up with. Oh yeah, Tobin and Bernadette are brothers. That's why he's relevant. You know the trans guy? He's
Yeah,
the sibling to Tobin, the guy that at one point had a missing eye, and then the next minute he had a missing
yeah,
woman.
his arm or something. The one that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay, so this is the origin word, and then obviously Peter ends up with Bernadette because um, hang on, I'm trying to. Okay, so the Doppler family. This is how it ended up being in the origin. So maybe this will help us make sense. I've copied the link. I'll paste it in a minute.
Hmm.
So this is Claudia, and she did end up with Bernard, and then they had Regina, right? And then on this side of things, Bernde or whatever had Greta and Anatole the Louvre. I don't know why they didn't do pictures. And then Helge. See where Helge comes. This person actually found their actual names. So Helge ended up with Ulla Schmidt, and then that's how they had Peter.
Hmm.
And then, hang on, come back on this side of the spectrum. Turners, okay, yeah, we know about them. Leopold, Gustav, and Henrik. Okay, that's the Turners family. And then her, Katerina, Herman, and Helena. Apparently, that's the family tree. So this is all the people that were left in the end, and that's it. Like everyone else was actually an anomaly.
Yep.
Everyone else was technically an anomaly. That is so crazy to me. Hang on, let me go to the link that you sent uh, and have a
You
look.
know what? It's better if you go to. Wait, let me just share with you what I typed in.
I saw this in the search. It's this one,
Yeah,
right?
it's better in the search. Wait, let me see because I can see it clearer when it's not on Pinterest.
It's on
Yeah, that
Quora.
one.
It's on Quora. So let me that was a Pinterest, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
it's gonna lead me back to Quora anyway. So let me go to the Quora one, let it load.
Unless you just
Family Tree
zoom
of
in
Dark
from
TV series.
zoom in
And
from
it's
before you
taking
enter.
load. Let me see if I can click on the image and have it like maximized in some way, shape, or form. If you'll let me.
I didn't really get to see this one clearly.
Oh, it doesn't zoom in properly. Hang on, let me save it. I think if I save it and then reopen it, then I think that will probably be a lot more helpful in that aspect of things. Let's see. Come on, come on, come on. Trying to freeze. Okay, so I've got that saved. Let me try and now show. He sounds really excited.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself. Here, just like I said, my theory
Yeah,
in this one, I can see it large. I don't know if you don't click into, if you just do it from outside in Google and then just zoom in instead of actually going into Pinterest, it shows it very clearly if you zoom in.
really.
They
I've
actually
not,
put it down.
I've downloaded it, so hopefully I will be able to zoom in on it and
They
hopefully
put
to.
it down that Charlotte Doppler is the child.
Oh, it's blurry. Maybe the
Oh.
Pinterest one is better. Hang on.
Wait, are you doing it from Google? No, yeah. Where are you looking it from?
Well, the
Is
Pinterest
that
one,
what I
right?
sent you?
No, the one you sent me is this one. Let me
Let
go
me
back
just
to
send
it
you.
again.
Let me just send you this, and then you
This is
click on the
this is
first.
the one. This is the version that you sent me. So I'm gonna click on it.
Don't go into Pinterest. Actually, let me just.
Or Decider. Okay, so it's actually on a whole different website again. Okay, I thought it was also part of
Oh no!
Quora.
Why did I type that? That's not what it is. I just typed original. Oh, 1 second.
Oh
I'm
God,
seeing it here so clearly in Google.
really?
Before you click into it,
Search? In Google search?
let me share. Wait, let me just. But when I copy it, it's just saying, yeah, original. Okay. Uh, I don't know if this is gonna work.
Trying to
Pasting it
dissect
like
this
this.
is a lot of work. That's a lot.
Would that work if you click on it?
Hang on, I'm trying to see if it shows up here since it's linked. Nope, it's not showing up here. Where is it then?
Okay, share image. Oh no, but
Yeah, it takes me to a link called Decider because the link that you sent me is basically okay.
okay,
Hang on.
type original
Okay, hang
family
on.
tree duck, and
Okay,
you'll see it.
let me take this Google search that you sent me. I think I'll probably get the same results because those are the results that you ended up.
Once you zoom in, it's so clear, and there she is.
That
Bam, his daughter.
okay, so it's kind of bringing up a similar one to what I did. Oh
Says
wait, wrong click. Did this thing move when I tried to click on it? But you see, when I click on the Pinterest, like the only way I can see it is if I kind of like go out into Pinterest.
you have to click on images on Google. Just
That's where
type it in.
I am on
Original family dark tree. Oh, when you see it on
this
Pinterest, it
is
doesn't zoom in.
images. You see, this is images. Can
And
you
then
see
it
that?
says visit. Yeah, then it says visit as if you can go on Pinterest. You
Yeah,
can't zoom it. When you zoom in, it's not clear.
yeah. I mean, let me go to Pinterest. When I go to Pinterest, though, Pinterest tries to lead me out of Pinterest into the other website where I ended up. Unless it can, you see, it's actually giving me the link. I want to try and see if I can. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Here's the zoom. Is this how you are looking at it?
Mine, because I'm looking at it from my phone,
Oh no,
is
this is not the
more
zoom.
simplistic. Yeah,
This
so
is
it's made it large and clear.
um,
I could zoom into it easily. But yeah, this is the map. I don't know if that's the same map
ah
that actually has that says that Charlotte Doppler is actually the child of his children,
image. Okay, let's see
and
if
it
it
writes
will.
Doppler.
Maybe this might be better. I have no idea. Maybe this version, because the other one has got like a whole bunch of, I don't know, code in the back. Um, let's
I could
see.
send it to you into your own message. Um,
Oh, I think this will definitely be clearer because when I've literally gone from it to the from the other one to it, it looked a lot.
oh,
It looks seems a lot bigger. This seems better. Can you
yeah,
see?
yeah, yeah.
This seems definitely better, and I think I can read this. So, which one are we looking at then?
Now go to HG Tanos.
Okay.
Look, it says his children are unknown, which we know who his children are. Because this
Yeah.
is looking at season 2, it's not explaining who they are. We know who they are. And look who the daughter of them two is. Charlotte Doppler.
Charlotte Doppler, 1986, meets future Jonas. In 2019, police officer assigned to missing boy's case. Yeah, I mean, we do know that Charlotte Doppler is. The thing is, this is how it is.
She's the
I feel like,
baby. She's the
huh?
baby that she's the baby that they were holding.
No, I don't think so.
But that's what they're saying here. Look,
Yeah,
he's there.
I think whoever this person is, I think they got it wrong
Well,
because
I'm team this person.
you
Yeah, this person has got the same way I'm thinking.
listen, yeah, I completely disagree. I
I
absolutely
think
disagree. Listen,
it's
I
got to
think
be based on him because he's the original. He is the one. He's the original person that started all of this. So he's got to have something that links there. He can't just be a circle on his own with no lines going to anywhere. So then what is the point of opening up all the worlds, you know,
okay.
to
I'm opening OneNote. Hang on. Let me remove this from screen for now. I'm going to open OneNote so that I can draw you a diagram as to why I think, even if the girl's name is also Charlotte, it's not the same Charlotte. Just the same way I believe Jonas is not the same Jonas.
they can't be exactly the same. They're in a different realm.
No,
But I think they're the original.
exactly. Exactly. Not exactly. What am I agreeing for?
Yeah.
I hang on, let me open a new page. New section. Uh-huh. I'm then gonna name it dark because that's what we're talking about. Uh New page. Okay, no, whatever. Family tree, right? Okay, so I'm going to reopen this. Hopefully it will allow me to draw. Where's the option to draw? Because I want to just draw on this. I don't want to have to type.
Oh God, I've got 5%. Oh no.
Is your battery going?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pop back in
Oh,
because the
that's all right.
cable.
I've been on here for like an hour 43 minutes, so I probably have to be wrapping it up anyways. So okay. So here's my thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Um, which pen can I use? I kind of like this. I feel like I've got. Hang on, is this okay?
CSI.
Cool. It works. It works. Okay, I wasn't sure if it's gonna work. Okay, so you've got I'll say scientist guy, right?
Hmm.
Sci. That's what I'm gonna call him. Okay, and then he's got his and then actually I'm going to double him up. Okay, this is the science guy in I can't believe I'm drawing like a child. Um
Yeah.
so I'm gonna put this line in between. Okay, this is him in the origin world, right? This is him in the original world.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is him in the anomaly world.
But there's like three anomaly worlds, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or two. There's two.
that's true. But it's like the only one of them seems to be more relevant. Do you know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
only
because
one.
they
I
had
feel
time
like
to
Martha's world
invest in
comes
that.
in at
I,
the
fe-
tail end. Yeah.
I feel like they
Huh?
rushed the other anomalies because even there's
Yeah.
another anomaly with the ones with the cleft lip, and they didn't even really touch into that. So I feel like they,
The one with the cleft lip, obviously, we all know that he is Martha and Jonas's child.
yeah, but God knows what that world was like with them in it. If you get what I mean. We don't
True.
even know who was
I
there.
mean, it seems like their existence just made them go around killing people, which up to now, I'm still not understanding that theory. Why they were
Mm.
going around killing those individuals, it didn't add up to me. But, anyways, so the science guy or the clockmaker in the anomaly world, right? Charlotte is brought to him. So Charlotte is technically, oh, that was actually quite well written, considering I'm using a mouse. The Charlotte is not his daughter, okay? Not bio granddaughter, should I say, right?
Mm.
Whereas in this other world, sorry, let me close that off because that's going to bother me. Whereas in the other world, in the origin, his son exists, right? His daughter in law exists as well, right? And so
Mm.
because they exist, they ended up having a child who happens to be the name of Charlotte. Okay. Now, because in the anomaly world, he gets Charlotte brought to him, knowing that in the anomaly world, his son and daughter in law and Charlotte are dead. Okay, I don't know what I'm typing here. Dead. EAD. Yeah, that's it. Okay, they're dead. And because they die, and then that's when he ends up creating the parallel universe. In the parallel universe, Charlotte is brought to him after
But
he lost.
wait, in the real world, Charlotte in the real world they're dead. Hence why he made the machine, isn't it?
No, in the real world, they
Yeah,
remember when everything is reversed, the real world becomes that his in-law is alive and he's
yeah. But
alive. See what I
originally,
mean?
he originally
The
to
original
even
in the original world, right? In the original world, because technically the other two overshadow the original world, and he ends up creating this timeline in
But
the
why did the question is why did he create that timeline? Because his children had died.
yes. Now, because, and I think this is my theory because they don't show us this, right? In the original world, whilst those two worlds are happening, right, with the children dead and then the new Charlotte being brought to him and everything, you know, the anomalies, everything happening, in the real world, in the part where they are actually dead, he is probably carrying on with that machine. He's still trying to tinker with it to try and get his son back. Do you see what I mean? He can't figure it
Mm,
out. Does that make sense? So for
mm,
him, he's literally just carrying on with that continuously. And so the Charlotte, that is technically not his biological daughter, is never brought to him in the original world, because in the original world all he is doing is working on that machine. And that's why that particular version of the machine, if you notice, is actually not there in the parallel worlds. It doesn't exist in there. It only exists in the original world where it was originally created, because that's where it originally created the parallel universes as well.
mm.
See what I mean? So in the original world, he doesn't get to have a second Charlotte basically after he loses Charlotte number one, because he is busy working on this time machine to try and go back in time so that he can reverse time and bring his son back. And
That's why I feel like in the other worlds there's the Charlotte appearing. There's a dose
that's
of her there.
yeah, that's why in the other worlds with the Charlotte appearing after he lost his after he lost his son, it kind of gave him a sense of closure. Do you see what I mean? And that's why, if you notice, he wasn't really working on any machine in the parallel world, because he was given the baby, who he ended up naming Charlotte, because he knows that the granddaughter's name was Charlotte. So he decided to transfer that name over to the Charlotte that was brought to him, because she was brought to him as a baby. So he was in a position to actually name the child. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I'm beginning to understand it. Like I've mind mapped my way through this, and I feel like I've become an OG.
There ain't no OG except for the script writer. We need to talk
We
to
need to
him.
find this. I swear, if I can ever come across, I'll be like, listen, explain to me.
He's
So
got to
indeed,
explain it.
this
Yeah.
person that was saying that child unknown and Charlotte Doppler, no, the children are known, and they had a child,
I
Charlotte.
still agree with
They
this
all
person.
died,
Shout
and then
out to the
the other
person that
Charlotte
did
is
this
the
map.
parallel Charlotte. The child
Shout out
Charlotte.
to shout out to the person that originally did this map. I'm still behind you.
What's this? A shout out to them. What is their name? Hang on. Hang on. Who's this person? We don't even know. They did not put a watermark, so we don't even know who created this. But
No, we will
this
go
part
into
here,
the
I think they
Pinterest.
got it wrong. I
Is he
think they got
going
it
to the
well wrong,
princess?
mate. They got it well wrong. It was a wrong un. It's a wrong un.
Wait, who did this?
Huh?
Her name is Anna Maddow, I think.
Elizabeth Doppler. I'm just trying to look at this person's map. Noah the priest. You called him Noah the priest, you know.
Yeah.
Obendorf. Who's Obendorf?
Is that the one with the
Mads
no?
Nielsen. Eric Obendorf. Oh, is it Eric Obendorf, the one that also got kidnapped? Disappeared. Yeah, Eric
Yeah, I think
Obendorf
so.
disappeared. Mads disappeared. Um, Jana Nielsen, Agnes Nielsen, unknown spouse. But you see, Agnes Nielsen has an unknown spouse. But what the other one is actually telling us here is that we think Agnes Nielsen has an unknown spouse, but there's a chance that one of the originals of the Anomaly went back in time and had Agnes because they seem to know each other. And so I think he had a child with Agnes in order to be able to have Tronte. And that's why maybe, she never talks about him. And I think, to be honest, this theory makes perfect sense to me. It really does.
I'm gonna have to call back because it's 2% now. Oh, I should have sorted this out
Oh, God.
before.
Right, let's try and wrap it up anyways, because I don't want to stay here for longer than 2 hours, girl. I've been sat here for nearly.
I'll be in the
Um,
I'll be in the background.
so yeah,
Okay.
what do you think? Apart from, I think we've unearthed the you saw the part where I mentioned that wrong map. The part where I mentioned, oh my god,
It's gonna cut off.
the part where I mentioned that Silja is in fact Bartosz's, let me zoom in. Sylvia is in fact the great grandmother to Bartosz. Did you know that?
Huh?
Silja, you know the child that Hannah has with the policeman when she goes back to the 1930s? The
Yeah.
Silja girl who she took back way back in time, and then she ended up falling in love with Bartosz. And then Bartosz ended up having Bartosz and her ended up creating the original they ended up basically Bartosz and her ended up creating Noah, aka Hannah. And have you noticed that Noah, if you move Noah around, it actually almost spells Hannah.
Yeah.
It's the same name, just without the extra N. Hannah is
Yeah.
Noah, yeah, an anagram. And they ended up having Agnes. So all in all, whichever way you see it, all these people are all anomalies. And so I think that is so crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So Silja, this young girl who ended up in the other future part and then ended up going back in time, she was originally born in the 1930s and then was taken into, she was born in the 1930s and then found herself in the future, right, with the deaf girl. And then afterwards, she was sent to the whatever century where Bartosz ended up being in. And then that's
I'm
how
gonna have to get off the I'm gonna just get off the video part. I'll be listening in the background because the charger doesn't fit for
oh,
the
that's
shortest
right.
wire on her.
Okay, so anyway, all right, okay. So should I remove you from the chat?
Yeah, I'll have it playing in the yeah. Wait, let me
Okay, I'll
try.
remove you from the chat, and then I am going to wrap it up anyways as well, so that I can come to.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Abis, for joining me. Though at least it kind of helped
Bye.
me kind of get this off my chest.
It's a lot. Dark is a lot.
It's a lot.
Honestly,
It's really a lot. It's mind-boggling,
it
But
is a
I'm
lot.
happy I've been able to discover certain things that I actually had not noticed before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm kind of happy I managed to. I'm giving myself closure, to put it simply.
It's believe me, it's needed in this program.
We have to
All
give
right.
myself closure to feel better. All right, Avis. I'll
All
see you
right.
later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for
Bye.
coming. Love ya.
Thank you for having me. You too. Bye.
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 Okay, so basically, for me, this is, I'm going to be now kind of trying to wrap it up anyway, so that I don't meet the 2 hour timestamp. My conclusion to all this mess is that the reason why, right, Martha, because my biggest question was that I didn't understand why Martha was considered an anomaly and why she ended up having her own world. And now being able to figure out that, okay, because one of the origins that was an anomaly basically went back in time and got together with Urik's grandmother, right? It made basically Yurik come to life, which in exchange ended up having Magnus, Martha, and Mikkel exist. And without their existence, Michael is no longer in existence in order to go back in time and get with Hannah in order to have Jonas, which basically ends up erasing Jonas, Mikkel, Martha, Magnus, Yurik, and then who else, even Mads, all these people, they get erased from the equation. And then Ignis, I don't know if she still exists in this new timeline or not, because she was technically not really part of the anomaly. She was not part of the disturbance and stuff like that. So I think she's probably living there parallel to everybody else. And then this family, where the Doppler family, the only person that actually remains in existence is Peter Doppler, because of the fact that Peter is actually gay, and he was in the closet for a really, really long time. And because of the whole time travel situation, the time travel situation is what actually caused Charlotte Doppler to exist, and not the Charlotte Doppler that's the child of these two. Where is that picture? Okay, that is the child of the son and my daughter-in-law to the clockmaker. Not that Charlotte. That Charlotte is part of the original world, and so she exists on her own without being affected by the timeline, so to speak. And so this particular other Charlotte, who he names after the Charlotte that went missing when her parents died, does not exist anymore because her existence is dependent on this whole timeline existing. And so all these people around here are no longer in existence as a result, in order to cause the loop that can kind of kept on going around. These other people, on the other hand, it seems they're very relevant. Helge, I am disappointed that we didn't get to see what happened to him in the end, because I would have actually loved to see how his existence was affected, in the sense that in the other two timelines, Helge constantly was bruised on the side of the face or had an eye missing because of what Yurik actually did to him. Yurik actually beat him up to try and get rid of him in order to clear the timeline so that Mikkel doesn't go missing, because it is because of Helge that Yurik thinks Mikkel is missing, when in fact Mikkel is missing because of Jonas. Jonas is the one who led him into the caves, but not the original Jonas from when the child first went missing, but the Jonas that actually traveled back in time, because he was told that he has to lead Mikkel into the caves in order for things to happen the way they're supposed to happen. And basically, in order for him to save his own neck, basically, in order for him to exist, because he was told, in fact, Mikkel is your dad, right? And so if he does not go missing and go back in time, you are going to cease to exist. And this is obviously with him, unbeknownst to him and everyone else in this world, that they are all not supposed to be in existence, majority of them anyways. And so I've canceled them out. And then to the Teedermann family, let me zoom in on him properly. To the Teedermann family, the people that actually remain in existence in this timeline, Silja does not exist anymore, because Hannah does not get to travel back in time to meet him in the 1930s, and therefore end up having Silja, who ends up having a child with Bartosz, who's also gone back in time to create the originals who create the whole loop in the first place. And so she's no longer in existence anymore. This is cut off. This is no longer relevant anymore. But he is still with Doris Teedermann, and they still have Claudia, who still gets together with wait a minute, Doppler? Wait, Claudia? Oh my gosh, please, I thought I was concluding this. Wait. Bernard Doppler, Helga Doppler, Peter Doppler still exists. Okay, let's move this way. Older Bernard Doppler ends up with Claudia. Okay, so if older Bernard Doppler ends up with Claudia Teedermann, they must be from the same generation in terms of timeline. In order, so which means Helge and Regina are half siblings. Because this is very possible. I get it. I actually do understand it. Okay, that makes sense to me. And I think that's the conclusion I'm going to sit with so that I don't go even more crazy. And so basically, yeah, the timeline stays the same with Regina having being born. But she doesn't end up with Alexander Teedermann because... Oh, and Alexander Teedermann is Teedermann because he took Regina's surname, just for clarity. Because he was actually, his whole name, his first name, Alexander, was not even his real name to begin with. He stole the identity of his friend who they were both running away from the law from. And basically he took his friend's name so that no one can find him. And so because she doesn't meet him, they don't get to have Bartosz, who was also one of the causes of the whole timeline, because he ends up with Silja way back in the early 1900s. Now, the reason why she doesn't end up meeting him, even if they're both existing in the original world, is because the reason why she ended up in a position where she bumped into him and met him was down to Hannah being the jealous, conniving sociopath that she is or was in the other world, being in love with Ulrich, who was in love with Catherine. And because she saw them doing the dirty together, she decided to report him and accuse him of eyeing Catherine. I won't say the word. And so because of that, right, Catherine was angry that someone could have the audacity to make that kind of accusation. And because they were friends as kids, she basically told Hannah to say she's going to go after the person who basically made the report. And then she ended up mentioning Regina's name. And so as a result, Catherine started bullying Regina. And at one point, Ulrich and Catherine basically chased Regina into this like clearing. It's like a bush kind of area, into a woody kind of area, where he was also running away from, and that's how they bumped into each other. Hence, her falling in love with him and them having Bartosz. But because the bullying was not taking place anymore, it cancelled out them being able to meet and having Bartosz. And I also have a theory that there's a likelihood that he could be dead as well, because he was bleeding from a gunshot wound. And so that kind of cancels him out of the end scene that we see. Let me see. Yeah, I think, yeah, everyone else gets cancelled out. And that's how we end up with those final people. So I'm going to start closing this window so that I can now go back to the final scene of, if it will let me. Paradise, paradise, paradise. Okay, so in the end here, you can see this is Regina. Okay, she's still alive. I think, oh no, I've gone way too far. think I went way, way, way too far down line. Okay, so as you can see here, this whole thing is getting burnt off. It's getting erased because those people don't exist anymore. And this is Claudia as an old lady, and she's disappearing because this particular world is actually it's disintegrating as it was supposed to, because it's not supposed to exist. Hey Reese, I'm actually even about to wrap up. I've been here for like almost 2 hours, and myself and Abyss, we were able to kind of dissect the show. We were able to dissect the show and kind of like try and figure out it. I kind of went through a bit of a rabbit hole myself, because I think I kind of started confusing myself in the process of trying to figure out what I was trying to explain to myself and to the potential audience. So it's kind of like an up and down situation. And so now I am just trying to come to the conclusion on who exists and who doesn't exist anymore. So basically, the people who are now left, and the reason why they still exist, is because he, in the parallel universe, he was not admitting that he was gay, hence him getting together with Charlotte and having those kids. But because Charlotte was an anomaly in the first place, Charlotte and him cannot, those kids don't exist anymore, you know. Aww. I hope you managed to do some good running around and managed to, get everything done that you needed to get done, Reese. And so is it really clear? I'm surprised that my setup is really clear. I'm really shocked. You should have seen, if you rewind to the beginning of this video, you'll see like me trying to figure out like, okay, what do I put? When do I put what? What do I put here and there? So it's kind of crazy, but I'm kind of happy that I've done this, because it's kind of given me a chance to kind of test out StreamYard as a host. And so even if this might not take to everyone's fancy, it also has just given me a chance to figure out this show myself. I've actually been able to find out things that even I hadn't figured out before. So what I'm explaining at this stage right now is at the end of the show, basically there were like three worlds existed. Two of them were not supposed to exist. One of them was the original world, and it's through the original world that two other worlds were created, because a scientist was basically trying to create a time machine to go back in time to save his son and his daughter-in-law and his grandchild. And in the process of trying to create this time machine, he ended up creating two other parallel universes. And the main focus of the show from season 1 was one of the first parallel universes. And this first parallel universe, it created all these different characters who only exist because they have been born through someone going back in time and creating some kind of a loop. Some examples are basically, I've kind of gone through them, but I can kind of do a run through, is where one girl basically gave birth to technically someone who is her own mother. And so in order for her to be born, her older self had to kidnap her mother from herself in order for her mother to give birth to her. So it was kind of crazy like that. That's how crazy the whole world is. But again, it kind of lays a perfect foundation as to why those other two worlds should have not existed in the first place, because those types of loops on why someone should exist in the first place shouldn't have been happening at all. So here, what you are looking at on the screen here is basically the end of it all, when the two worlds that were not supposed to exist in the first place were officially destroyed, and the people who were originally supposed to have remained in the main world. And so this is one of the characters. He was actually pretending to be straight in one of the parallel worlds, when in fact he used to go and see this guy. This guy is trans. And so in this normal world, he's actually out and proud, and he is actually able to be with, this guy. And then the other characters are him. He appeared to be extremely irrelevant throughout the entire seasons. And the only thing that was significant about him was the fact that I kept on noticing that in one of the worlds, he's got like an eye patch, like his eye is missing. And then in another world, he's got a limb missing. And I'm still not understanding the reason behind that, to be honest, because they haven't actually explained that. But in the final scene, which is this one, he does exist still, and he's got all his limbs and everything, and he basically is with one of the other characters who kind of created another timeline. And so she on here was meant to die. She ends up staying alive. She was the one who kind of caused a lot of bullying and a lot of the time travel stuff and having children in another time zone, and by time zone, I mean literally a whole century, and that kind of caused a lot of problems. And so I'm just trying to look at the characters who were left in the end. So, So I'm also just realizing something as well as I'm looking at this. But I don't want to go into it because I want to close this off. But I think he is tied to when someone had originally beat up the younger guy who they thought was kidnapping the children. So I don't know. But that's kind of how the series ends. I think I've kind of been able to figure it out, I suppose. I think I've been able to figure it out. And so yeah, you can go back. I mean, the good thing is if you were not stuck on here watching live, then you can be able to rewind and fast forward all the boring bits. And try and figure out, and maybe leave me a comment later if you're watching afterwards, whoever's going to be coming after, or what you think, and if you get it, and if you're going to go and try and watch this show, and you can leave your comments on what you think of the show. But as for me, I I am actually going to end this stream because I'm in now at 2 hours 13 minutes, and I can see now why Glock and Michelle end up staying long and not realizing, like, oh my gosh, this has actually been going on for a really long time. I'm now understanding it. And so yeah, I think for me, I am going to bring this to a close. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see what other interesting shows and topics I'll probably be coming in to talk about. I think more than one show at a time, as opposed to just the one. But this one needed a whole stream to itself because it's so complicated to kind of delve into. But for the next lives that I'm going to be doing, I'll definitely be delving into various shows that people would like to talk about. And also at some point or another, I am going to be talking about my book. And so everyone who has bought my book, just make sure that you message me, send me screenshots and that sort of thing. That way I can give you a notification so that you can come in and join and give your thoughts about what you think of the book and have a discussion about the book. I do want to give a shout out to obviously everyone that's part of the squad, because I know at some point or another, because of our different time zones as well, some of you might be checking this out a lot later. And so I just want to give a shout out to Michelle, to Glock, to Risi, Princess AG, because she came on in earlier on. I just want to give a shout out to you all. Thank you so much for your support. Abyss, I love you. Thank you for coming in because, you were able to help me with kind of like going back and forth and trying to decipher the whole dark series and all the theories, that sort of thing. So thank you so much for joining me earlier on today. I really, really appreciate that. And guys, if you are not a subscriber of my channel, please make sure that you subscribe and click that bell button so that when I do upload new videos, you can be able to receive notifications on any new videos that I do upload. And give this video a thumbs up, because the thumbs up will actually mean the world in just helping the algorithm for my video. And additionally, if you love the squad, I have placed links to every single member of the squad that I know of that has got a YouTube channel down below in the description. So make sure that you click on their link and subscribe to their YouTube channel. So for me, it's good night and farewell. Bye.